could I play? Ooh. Oh, I'm live. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm bored as fuck. I'm gonna watch random videos and talk about life or stuff or something. Of course, it doesn't want to do things right. Wants to be a bitch. Oh, guess I... Technical difficulties with TJ. Even though that is not my name. I am not TJ. I'm just gonna blame you, TJ. I don't know who he may be. But he may be somebody. Alright. Let's watch some random videos and just talk about life. I don't know what else to do. I'm bored. I'm bored as fuck. I'll smoke some wacky tabuki. Because we're doing some kahuki theater. Shit. Man, there's a lot of live streams that are available to me at the moment. The Kilauea lava flow, that's just been recommended to me nonstop. Whoa. Whoa, this is, I'm just gonna mute it, but damn. It's not as active. Look at this. It's changed. This is cool. I like that there's a live stream of this. We're gonna talk about that. Check this out. So, last summer, remember, shit was coming up and flying as high as this, but now it's completely simmered down. So I'm hoping that maybe this means that what's going on in Hawaii might be simmering down now, which is good. Hopefully we can get more cleanup for Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? So, but wow, look at that just red glow. I mean that's like like fearfully beautiful, if that's a way to describe it. Oh shit. Wow. Hold up. My screen's a little fuzzy. There, that should fix it. Hopefully. There we go. See what chat's saying in here. There's a full lull in action today but it's picking back up. Oh. I got a 75-pound acidity rock in my garden if anyone wants it, lol. Okay. They were saying something. Okay, oh, here we go. Area affected is 3 miles by 3 miles equals 9 square miles, and damage is smaller than that. Okay, so maybe this particular area isn't as damaged as other spots. So that's good, at least. That's good. Y'all like waffles? I do like waffles. Dude, waffles are pretty nice. Whoa. So, let's see. Oh, here's something about Jupiter, because Jupiter's been out in the night sky. Might as well hear what's going on about it.
But one of the moons of Jupiter, known as Europa, and specifically about a new discovery.
So, talk about Europa. So, it's one of its moons.
That might actually make this a relatively interesting place to explore, because for all we know, there might actually be life here after all. Welcome to What Am I?
Okay. So we're gonna learn today, bitch.
So in today's video, we're going to briefly talk about a relatively recent discovery from May of 2018 of essentially plumes of water around Europa. Now this is actually not something that is coming to us as a shock, because for the longest time we've kind of suspected Europa to basically have similar plumes of water as we witnessed around another moon, around another planet known as Saturn. Specifically, we're talking about this beautiful moon Enceladus around the...
Well, okay, I'm closing that door. I probably should have done that first. Shut up! Works every time. So, I can't even begin to comprehend the name of this moon. Enceladus. Okay, I guess that is the name of it, Enceladus.
The planet Saturn. And here, the Cassini mission actually witnessed this unusual event that you see on the bottom of this moon, right in here. I guess this is a slightly better angle. You can see that there are
let's check it out.
plumes coming out from essentially what would be kind of like south pole of the moon. And these are plumes containing a lot of water, a lot of organic molecules, and basically one of the best indicators that not only does Enceladus have a liquid ocean inside, but also that there might be potential unusual types of life there, because these types of geysers indicate a relatively high activity inside the planet, and possibly.
Oh, well, that would be really cool. So, inside this moon on Saturn, there may be potential for plausible life within. And NASA has been working on like some robotic submarines basically to go be launched inside these moons and check out and see what's going on inside and stuff like that. So that would be really awesome exploration if we can do that. I mean, and I'm all about space travel, you know what I mean? I mean, in a way, that could potentially, you know, try to unite the world and shit. I mean, and also, I guess I could pull some news up too. But I mean, there's all sorts of shit going down. But yeah, we're trying to make things light in this situation that's dark, because shit's gloomy. I mean, I can even go into some shit right now and just rant about it.
We also warmer water that might actually be enough to sustain life. Alright, now this is something we discovered just a few years ago, and something that we photographed quite extensively, but this is not something we've witnessed around Europa just yet. Until a more recent study basically started looking at Europa as well, and realized that it seems that Europa may actually have showed us signs of these unusual plumes and geysers. For many years we just didn't really look carefully enough. So as a matter of fact, Hubble telescope has witnessed several unusual appearances of what seems to be water around Europa, and at the same time we've also witnessed a relatively warm spot somewhere in the region right around the equator actually. I'm kind of slowly headed there right now. That is about 5 degrees warmer than everything else, and for this unusual reason we started looking at it and discovered that there was a lot more unusual plumes around it as well. We also analyzed old data from the Galileo mission that was around Jupiter back in 1995 to 2003, and realized that even Galileo detected a few unusual water molecules when it passed by Europa. So,
So Europa is kind of background of what that moon is an ice. It's an ice. It's an ISA. ISA. It's ISIS. ISIS confirmed to be on Europa. God, what a fucking headline that would be, dude. What the fuck? Europa is colonized by ISIS. Jesus Christ. Space ISIS. No wonder Trump's calling for the Space Force. It's an ice moon, so... God damn it. God damn it. What have I done? What have I done? Wow, okay, I need to just like just wait a minute and just let that just like fill the air. God damn, space ISIS, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, Europa is a space moon, or it's not. Goddamn it, I still fuck it up. An ice moon. So it's covered in ice and shit. Basically, think Antarctica as a planet or a moon. And inside though is an ocean. There's an ocean within Europa, and these plumes that he's talking about confirm that for sure. And but there may be life in it, and these plumes may suggest life if they get splurted out into space along with the water that's within Europa, which would be really amazing if we actually find this discovery, because that just really does mean that there is life on other worlds and other moons. So it's just, at that point, it's just, when will we find sentient life out there that's like us, if there is, you know what I mean? So who fucking knows, but it's a really amazing discovery to find. So let's continue listening in.
All of this kind of indicates to us that there's definitely something similar happening around this moon. We just haven't really photographed it yet. At the same time, we also think that these unusual geysers are probably going to be producing a lot of water and a lot of organic molecules that might also create a ring around Jupiter, just like Enceladus creates the E-ring of Saturn. So here, the new mission that's going to be launched in 2020, known as the Clipper mission, is hopefully going to discover all of this. First of all, it's going to actually pass by Europa up to about 40 times, and hopefully jump through the area where these plumes might be coming out, and first of all, discover this ring.
So the mission is going to be confirmed for 2020. It's going to be called the Clipper mission. So that, I'm assuming that's going to be the submarine that's going to be spinning around. It said at least like 40 times, I believe. Let me just confirm that.
Hopefully jump through the area where these plumes might be coming out. The Clipper mission is hopefully going to discover all of this. First of all, it's going to actually pass by Europa up to about 40 times.
Yeah, so 40 times. So, and then it's going to hopefully have enough velocity to go essentially shoot itself through the ice field of Europa. And if that succeeds, then we'll be able to find out what about the oceans of Europa. And can I help you, you little furry fuck? Can I help you? Yeah, that's right. You know your place. I'm so mean to my cat. I'm really not mean to my cat. I just like to give. I just talk shit to her because I know she cannot comprehend a single word I say. Besides Chewy. Chewy. See? See? Damn it. I thought there's moisture in here, but it's all just like sealed off. Fuck for putting this in the freezer, man. Should have just left it in the fridge. Well, I'll just put it right here and hopefully it'll warm up. But yeah, let's continue going on though.
And hopefully jump through the area where these plumes might be coming out. And first of all, discover this ring that might be here. Second of all, discover water molecules and organic molecules that might be coming off Europa. But most importantly, I really hope they put some sort of a device there that actually studies organic molecules in a little bit more detail, because we really hope that this is how we might discover life around another object in our solar system. Because those plumes, these geysers that you actually saw coming off Enceladus, could actually be throwing off some simple organic molecules with actual organic life as well. So these things might be throwing off basically bacteria. And if we catch one, we might be able to analyze it in a little bit more detail and discover life outside of Earth. This would be a tremendous achievement for NASA, and this would definitely be a groundbreaking milestone for humanity as well.
It would. Yeah, man. There's not. I don't think there's really much else to get from that. But damn, would that just be amazing? It's absolutely amazing to see. Oh, that'd be great. Let's see. Might as well find another thing to pull up here. Oh, solar flares. Oh, I doubt that's legit. There's a live stream of solar flares. I'm like, bullshit, that's real. Though, man, when I saw the eclipse, though, holy shit. Yeah, on the eclipse on August 21st was the one I was able to witness the full eclipse too, and oh my god, it was the fucking greatest thing I've ever witnessed. That's for damn sure. I generally was just like, man, damn, was that beautiful. I mean, I was able to literally see solar flares coming off on the sun. and it was the most spectacular thing. I mean, it was like almost like a pulling something up here. It was almost like a like it was like strokes of paint going across the sky at that point. I mean, it was just like it was pretty amazing. I mean, at some point I'll have to I'll have to get a chance to I don't even know what I'm saying. God, no, fuck it. Just fuck it. Let's see here. I'm looking for a particular video here because might as well go into like a little prediction segment with Ignat. Predictions with Ignat. Oh, here we go. I found one. And I might as well.
So it's that time of the month.
So I might as well put my input on it as well because I think I did at some point. I guess I didn't. Starts at okay. I'm just gonna skip to the.
And Donald Trump is probably gonna.
Okay, so this is a election prediction that someone did by Let's Talk Elections, and this is on Bernie Sanders versus Trump. Might as well go into it. Why not? So he first starts with Indiana, and he'll call out states, and then I'll just kind of go into maybe some of my reasoning as to why I might think otherwise. Because I think there was only a couple disagreements I had. So he starts with Indiana going to Trump, and yeah, I mean, I'd assume so too.
Hold on to that one. It's probably not going to be that much of a challenge for him to do so, considering Vice President Mike Pence is from that state. We go over to Kentucky. There are 8 electoral votes. Donald Trump would probably win them easily. I mean, Bernie Sanders can do a little bit better winning over a couple of progressives, but again, not a progressive state. It's just a Republican state that has progressive Democrats. So, we're going over to South Carolina. Probably going to...
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really have any rebuttal to it. And I don't wholeheartedly 100% agree, but I mean, yeah. I feel like there may be a chance. I feel like it'll be more like a 50-50, but yeah, I feel like that would probably just go to Trump, though. And you go South Carolina to Trump, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that.
Stay in the Trump column. We really don't see a South Carolina trying towards the Democrats until maybe like 2032 when the heavy African American population comes out and votes. But as of right now, again, Republican state. A Democratic state is what I was just getting to. State of Vermont, obviously going to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Now we're going down to the state of Georgia. That one, it's a little iffy to call, but I think that the president would narrowly hold on to it. Hillary Clinton was love here in the Democratic primary. Donald Trump was mildly. If you take out all the other candidates, he wouldn't have won the primary, but he did because of...
And also, Hillary did win the Southern Belt when it came to the Democratic primaries as well. So, yeah, I mean, I probably would agree with the assessment, just considering that they're more aligned towards Hillary's vote, even though, ironically, Bernie Sanders is more supportive of minorities.
Was a field of around 17 people. So, at the time, it may have narrowed down to like 10 or so, but Georgia
annoying.
Still, the vote splitting was tremendous. Donald Trump won based off of plurality, not a majority. In Virginia, though, I do think Bernie Sanders would hold on to it. It's going to be pretty easy for him to hold on to Virginia.
Yeah.
So this puts him at 16-44 for Donald Trump. So Donald Trump's probably going to hold on to West Virginia. I've seen a few videos where Bernie Sanders wins in West Virginia.
Nah, there's my disagreement. I actually think Bernie would win West Virginia, and I know Paula Jean Swearengin did lose, but I think there's been plenty of evidence to probably consider otherwise, because Bernie Sanders went in there with a town hall with Chris Hayes, and Trump voters just fucking loved him and applaud him in the room, because that was what was everybody in the room. Like, that was the target audience. So, I mean, I would probably have to say otherwise, to be honest. I mean, because, like I said, I feel like there's just more evidence otherwise to say that West Virginia could go to a populist left candidate, which Sanders is. So, I mean, whatever, I mean, but, this is just a prediction, so, I mean, that's his particular prediction, and, I mean, I just slightly disagree with his position on West Virginia on this prediction, but that's fine. You know, I mean, overall, this whole prediction is actually pretty good. It's just I only have just a few disagreements. I mean, I'll just kind of go into explanations on a lot of them.
Virginia, that's not going to happen. In Ohio, I think Ohio could go to Bernie Sanders. This is one of the few videos where I actually would give Ohio to a Democrat because I think Bernie Sanders can bring back a number of white working class voters. Before, I would say that Donald Trump could hold on to it, but now I'm sort of seeing, Mike Pence draw a little bit away from the president's. He's not as vocal as he used to be. Donald Trump is a little bit more. He's very high on himself, so he's never going to be like bashing.
Okay, well that happened.
See that he has
ice explosion.
He's not as crazy in some tweets as he used to be, but with the whole thing happening with a number of celebrities and the fact that Donald Trump's not so well viewed from the state of Ohio itself, I would see it going to Bernie Sanders as of right now. Keep in mind, this probably won't matter when it comes to 2020, but I can't tell you how the economy will be. I can't tell you what will happen in 2019 and so on, or even at the end of this midterm year. A lot of things can change. So obviously, when 2020 comes around, and let's say Donald Trump wins or Bernie Sanders wins by a different margin, or another Democrat wins, don't come back to this video and say, this is why you're wrong. Keep in mind that this is as of today, May 2nd, 2018. So 34 electoral votes for Bernie Sanders, 49 for Donald Trump. In North Carolina, I see going to Bernie Sanders. I think he could narrowly hold on to gain North Carolina, but only by a slim margin. So, 49 to exact electoral tie, 49 to 49. Where can Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump win? Well, Bernie Sanders will probably not win the South. Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Missouri are probably all out of his reach. We really don't see a possibility of a Bernie Sanders victory here, just based off how red these states have been.
I also don't
Illinois,
either.
though, obviously going to the Democrats, my home state of Maryland, Delaware, the District of Columbia, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, all predominantly Democratic states. Up in Maine, I think that Bernie Sanders would hold on to every single state in the state of Maine. Every single district in the state of Maine, giving him 125 electoral votes. We go down to Pennsylvania, where I think Bernie Sanders could win by a narrow margin. Not a narrow margin, my bad. By around like a 5% margin. That's narrow compared to some other states. And I think that Bernie Sanders would also easily carry New Hampshire. Democratic primary was easy for him. Hillary Clinton didn't win there, but she won in the 2016 general election. So I think Bernie Sanders can do it. And down in Florida, again, all the tides have turned and showed a Democratic possibility in the state of Florida. I think we go to Bernie Sanders. In Arkansas, I think Donald Trump will hold on to that one. And now we're going over to the 9 p.m. poll postings, which is the Midwest. But we're going to start off in the Northeast and just fill that in because I really don't like seeing the gray, in my opinion.
And that goes to New York. And also, I mean, it just obviously goes to Bernie Sanders. And to go into that, I actually, I think there's just no contest in that, to be honest. But I think there a lot of reasons why it's because there is a populist left movement being pushed. It's nice. Being pushed because, I mean, we got Cynthia Nixon running against, I think it was the governorship. And then I think, I might be wrong, I think, what's her name? Chelsea Manning, I think she's running for Senate there. But I could be wrong, it could be a different state. But, yeah, I mean, New York is getting pretty populist left, it sounds like. So maybe there could be a lot of tides turning in to get a lot of that corporate-ship out of New York. I mean, because there's a lot of it that is rooted in New York especially. I mean, but if the state turns more populist left and it's just state views, then maybe there could be changes and stuff, which I'm optimistic about.
New York going to Bernie Sanders, that's pretty obvious at this point. New York, solid Democratic state. Donald Trump will probably run up the map across the Midwest. But yeah, so across the Midwest, I think that Donald Trump, I think he could do well in Nebraska, but I don't think he'll win that 2nd district. I think that's pretty good for Bernie Sanders, considering he has a really good Midwestern appeal. I think Bernie Sanders will win the Rust Belt. I guess you could say that Donald Trump has lost
Rust Belt's suffering, so I mean they're obviously going to go for that populist left because
Wisconsin and Michigan, Michigan especially is out of the state.
Because Bernie's won Michigan too in the primary, and also they're then also it's most of the industrial powerhouse of the United States used to be in the Rust Belt. So, you know, to see these places like Detroit and Chicago and these places out in these Rust Belt states, you know, going and, you know, to just abandonedness and then just like impoverished and everything like that. I mean, you know, they need someone like Sanders to go in there and try to fix it for them. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Wisconsin just had a Supreme Court election. Again, that impacts the midterms. We don't know what it will be in 2020, but as of right now, this is where the map stands. So the Rust Belt going back to the Democrats. I think that Bernie Sanders will roll on to Colorado and New Mexico. These are pretty solid states that have been in his column for a while. Been in the Democratic column for a while, my bad, but probably in his column as well. According to opinion polling, he would definitely win in these states too. So 258 for Bernie Sanders, 163
Struggle
for
for
Trump.
water is real.
Interestingly, I'm going to call Arizona for Donald Trump. I don't necessarily think that the special election points to a Democratic victory. In midterms, I think it's possible, but in a presidential election year like the state of Georgia, not necessarily that possible. Arizona and Georgia are states that voted for Donald Trump less than Ohio and Iowa, but again, I think that Bernie Sanders is definitely more competitive here based off the people he appeals to compared to someone who can appeal to more minorities like in Georgia or Arizona. Now we're moving on to the 10 p.m. poll closings. Utah and Montana aren't going to leave the Trump column, but Nevada I see staying.
Okay,
in
so Montana, and I have to kind of disagree because, I mean, I've been noticing that there's been a lot of resistance, at least by the left in Montana, and even my sister lives there, so I get to kind of hear a little bit about Montanan politics every now and then whenever I'm talking with her online, at least. So I kind of have to disagree. I think Montana may. I mean, it's a coin flip, to be honest. I mean, I can't say that it will go Sanders. I mean, but I'm saying that it's a coin flip toss to maybe there could be a Sanders win in there. I mean, I'm not like... I won't say I disagree with his position putting Trump as Montana, but, I mean, there's a lot of progressive upbringing coming up in this state. So if that trend continues, then maybe things will be different. So, of course, I mean, it's only a prediction, so, I mean, it's a pretty good prediction, honestly. I mean, by a lot of my silence, I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, I agree with that, yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. So, I mean, with Arizona, I mean, I think that'll obviously go to Trump because George Arpaio is the sheriff in Arizona. So, and he's a piece of shit. A major, like, human rights violator, practically. I mean, his prisons are fucking torture cells, basically. And, I mean, that's just a whole nother story I don't even want to delve into because he's just fucking a whole person. Horrible person. Joel Fagpio.
I call him. And Iowa, I actually think that Bernie Sanders could hold on to Iowa, and this effectively puts him at 270 electoral votes.
Practically at this point he would win, and also California, Oregon, Washington. There's just no contestant about that. Bernie would win because Bernie won Oregon too.
Donald Trump's 183.
And also everyone I knew and everywhere I saw was nothing but Bernie. So
my reasoning behind Iowa is I think Bernie Sanders can definitely do well.
And my laptop has a Bernie sticker on it. I mean, go Bernie, dude. I mean, everyone loves the burn here.
With getting people out to vote. He almost beat a super popular Democrat not super popular, but amongst the Democratic Party, super popular Hillary Clinton in the Iowa caucus, and I think he does extremely well in Midwestern voters and Rust Belt voters. A lot of the same issues that he's going to be talking about and repeating are going to be extremely prominent in the Rust Belt. I think it's possible for a Sanders victory across the Rust Belt. Now we're moving on to the 11 p.m. poll closings. Idaho goes to Donald Trump. Obviously, Hawaii goes to Bernie Sanders. Washington and Oregon and Hawaii, all three extremely progressive states, going to Bernie Sanders. And this is the big one. The state of California goes to Bernie Sanders, putting him at a final count of 348 electoral votes. while now working Donald Trump get that 3 electoral votes, the state of Alaska, putting in about 190 electoral.
The state of Alaska. Casella Palin. Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting little prediction video. Interesting little prediction video. I might as well get rid of some of these tabs. Oh damn, it simmered even more. The lava flows. Nice. That's good. Don't need more of that freaking lava spewing out in Hawaii. I feel so bad for them. Boredom's a birch tree. I kind of wish we had a birch tree. Those things are pretty cool. I like birch trees. I like evergreens especially. I mean, that's why I love Oregon. I mean, we got so many beautiful, lovely evergreens. I mean, I want to go to see the redwood forests. I mean, that shit's like amazing. I'd love to check that out. I got a buzz. What was this buzz about? Jesus fuck, I got so many messages. Oh my god, get off my screen. I need to see myself. Oh, I read this wrong. It was a Joe Rogan clip, but it said, "Can drugs cause schizophrenia?" But I thought it said, "Can cats cause schizophrenia?" I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to check that out because I have cats. I mean, so whoa. I mean, but I have to say that I don't think they do. But you know what? Might as well check that out because that sounds interesting enough.
The Joe Rogan experience.
The Joe Rogan experience.
Just the anecdotal research that some of these people have had these incredibly life-changing experiences. But I think one of the things that you're saying is, I think is very important, is that this isn't for everybody, and that if you have problems with normal consciousness, this is likely not for you. If you're one of those people that has schizophrenia in your family, perhaps.
Forget it.
Yeah, don't do it.
And in fact,
and I totally agree with that. Because I live with someone who has schizophrenia. I do. I'm not saying who. But unless he is on stream and never wants to talk about it, but that's up to him. But I mean, we didn't really know until after a schizophrenic episode of what happened. So yeah, he smoked marijuana before all this, so he's totally clean off weed. He doesn't smoke that, but yeah, it definitely heightened his schizophrenic episodes, and he was having them even before the major episode, and yeah, and we didn't even know about it. We kind of had a thought that there was something, maybe multiple personality. That was my guess originally, but yeah, I didn't realize it was schizophrenia though. So, can drugs cause schizophrenia? No, because that's in your genes. That's genetic, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's how schizophrenia comes along, is through genetic heritage, mutations usually, I think. But it can heighten it for sure. So I can contest to that at least. So I want to say drugs cause it, but let's see what we're going to talk about though. Cause it sounds so interesting though, because it's cool.
people are screened out of this research very carefully.
Yeah. Schizophrenia, it's a real issue with people with psilocybin and many psychedelics, right?
Yeah, what happens with schizophrenia is if you are at risk for it, either for because of inheritance, a psychedelic trip can set you off, can be the trigger for a life of it. And other things can too. A divorce, your parents getting divorced sets people off. Going to graduate school sets people off. If you're someone who's probably going to get schizophrenia, any kind of mental trauma, if it happens at that window, which is in your early 20s and your late 20s, I think, and that's why we did see some cases, because that's the age people were using psychedelics in the 60s, of having their first psychotic break. So yeah, so if you're at risk for that, or and bipolar
marijuana as well, by the way.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, marijuana can do it also.
Very much so. I wasn't taking anything else. But yeah, but that's really interesting. I never really knew about that, because people, yeah, I mean, I knew, well, I guess I did, because I mean, I know people can get psychotic breaks or psychedelic breaks in just like permanently trip, essentially. So, or, I mean, I know there was a term for it, but I forgot what it was called, but, I mean, I'm sure there's probably multiple terms, but, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why I've always been skeptical of psychedelics before, but I'm a bit more open to it, as long as you're safe in moderation, and also just know yourself and have a friend with you that you trust, and, you know, be in a good environment. So, I mean, if comfortable, I would probably be okay with it, you know, but, I mean, yeah, I mean, but it's crazy what it can do, though. I mean, if people aren't safe with it.
I think the numbers, though, mirror the numbers in standard populations in terms of, like, I think it's 1 out of 10. Like, 1 out of 10 people have some form of schizophrenia, and that's mirrored in marijuana use.
I didn't know that. That's really
I think
interesting.
it's the same. I think the problem is, you know, it can exacerbate it, or it can trigger it, or, you know, depending upon, I mean, everyone's biology is different. And everyone's the way they absorb these chemicals is different.
Yeah, and you know, if you are at risk,
everyone's different. So I mean, you just kind of have to try at your own risk, essentially. I mean, psychedelics for sure is not for everybody. It really is not. But you know, I think if you can extract, you know, CBD oils, maybe I think that could be potentially for everybody. Like when it comes to marijuana and hemp, but when it comes to like medical and like just recreational marijuana, you know, that probably won't be for everybody, you know, maybe that won't be, but that's okay, you know. Yeah, you know, just certain things just aren't for certain people. Yeah, that's fine. So we can't, like, you know, as long as, you know, everything's legal, tax regulated properly on these situations and situations. As long as everything is properly dealt with in these situations. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, and then and have, like, training, education, and then, you know, safety involved, and, you know, it'll be alright.
Something's going to do it eventually.
Right.
So, you know, we don't have any evidence of someone thrown into a situation of schizophrenia or other serious mental illness as a result of strictly because of a psychedelic experience. It may have been the trigger, but there might have been, it was going to happen anyway.
Right.
We just don't know. But in general, if you've got serious, if you have personality disorder, if you have bipolar, if you are at risk for schizophrenia, they will not accept you into these trials, and you should stay away from these drugs.
Yeah, that is a real problem with it being prohibited. The prohibition has really set back research and understanding decades. I mean, we should have been studying this stuff since the 60s.
Marijuana is a Schedule I drug in this country, and they're saying we need more research on it when these legalized states are researching it and things looking pretty positive on it. I mean, it really, like, that's a whole different argument right there, but I mean, it just proves the point that prohibition doesn't work.
30 years of hiatus in the research. I don't know of another time where you had a promising line of scientific inquiry all through the 50s and early 60s that's just choked off. And for 30 years, nothing happened. I mean, think of what we would know if we had 30 more years of research with these drugs.
It's crazy.
So now we're picking up the thread, and all that research is being resumed. But your point about prohibition is really important. When you have prohibition, you can't regulate something. It's a free-for-all. Whereas if you did legalize psilocybin, let's take as an example, you could set rules. You could say that it can only be administered by licensed guides or in a medical context, or that no one under a certain age can have it. I mean, it gives you a chance to regulate, and that's why it's saner to legalize, not in a free-for-all kind of way, but in a very considered way, than to have the system we have now, where people are going to take the drug, whether they should or not, without any kind of clearance. And by the way, who knows what you're getting? I mean, you know, you can also regulate the strength and the
potency. Yeah. I just snagged a little bit of, like, the last little bit of this 30% bud here that I got from a friend. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you can regulate it. And that's so much safer than fucking, you know, doing what's going on the streets. That's why you need to legalize tax and regulate it. I mean, not even just in the safety aspect, but economic aspect. Think about the jobs. Jobs will be growing. That'll boost the economy. And it has been, especially in Oregon, Colorado, and Washington, and soon to be California. Hopefully. I mean, California's been having its problems lately, so hopefully maybe they can do a little bit of reforms. I don't know if I went into it at some point, but I think next time I probably will. But yeah, I mean, that's some cool shit, though. Oops.
Camera on.
Whoa. Camera on. We are indeed on. We are indeed on. On as fuck. What new video do we got here? Must be something. What? 10 everyday foods that can get you high? Bullshit. I call fake news. Absolute fake news, believe me. Absolute fake news. Fakest of fake news. Oh, I'm just gonna go right back up here this way. Okay. I know what to do. What the fuck? Ben Pie, you're alive right now? What could he even be doing? What are you doing? It doesn't even say you're alive, Ben. What? Fuck you, bro. It even says Hellbent's alive. What the fuck? Hellbent, you are not alive. You were 3 hours ago, you nit. Ah. I shall be angry at you. But I know what I'm gonna be looking up. I know what I'm looking up. I am just bullshitting with a boredom stream. Oh. I just wanna... Let's just get trolled.
I absolutely...
We have a troll... There's a troll... Someone... Trump got trolled. Trump got trolled. Let's just watch this, or let's just listen, because it's just beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely glorious.
We love this next story for so many reasons. Federal judge rules President Trump cannot block Twitter users from viewing his feed. Says it violates the First Amendment.
Oh, that's so juicy. That is so juicy, bro. That's just great. Oh. Just give me more. That was just lovely. Oh. 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 You can't block people now, bitch. Unblockable. Did I get water? Thank you. It still tastes like exactly like this Acai. Oh, fuck. Acai blueberry pomegranate. But now I have to pick this up. God damn it. I should have expected that. What the fuck was I thinking? Let's listen in as I have to fucking live with my life.
That's from Reuters. So U.S. District Judge Naomi Reese Buchwald in Manhattan said this, quote, "This case requires us to consider whether a public official may, consistent with the First Amendment, block a person from his Twitter account in response to the political views that person has expressed, and whether the analysis differs because that public official is the President of the United States. The answer to both questions is no." So, it's funny because I had mentioned this, how there were lawsuits over this in a previous segment, and I indicated that, I don't think Donald Trump has the right to block people from reading his Twitter because he's the President of the United States and tweets about policy all the time. So if you're the President and you're talking about public...
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do agree because, come on, you're the guy who's talking about all the macho manness and being macho man and take the heat of some Twitter trolls, take the heat of people getting mad at you for some shit. Get over yourself, Triggered Snowflake. Quit blocking people. I have Twitter and I literally don't even block people because I just don't give a shit. And people want to bitch and moan at me about bullshit. Like I just recently got in Twitter walls, but But I don't even get mentions on them anymore. I don't even know if I do. I haven't even like every time I'm on it now, I don't even know if I get any. Or at least I can't tell. So I don't know, or I don't care. I ain't going back to it. Whatever. That's like 3 days old. I'm not gonna respond anymore. What's been said has been said. They can fuck off. But yeah, it's just like, but I don't block people regardless of the bullshit. It's just like, fuck. If I am like so, if you're like gonna get so mad at me about some shit, then go fuck off and get mad, because I don't care. Your anger and saltness just pleases me. It adds as like a nice little garnish onto my food. I will just garnish your tears and salt with my nice little meal. Crisp meal. Don't fucking slap me if you're tail, little bitch. Yeah, I'll slap you right back with my hand. You little back slap. Oh. I have to give her like half proper attention. Though, yeah, but I mean, I'm being like legit though. I mean, you shouldn't even be blocking people if you're even the way you act. I mean, which unfortunately is pretty childish in the first place. Even someone just simply comments, "What a time to be alive." I'm liking that. I just love that, man. That's a perfect. What a time to be alive. Seriously, man. What a time to be alive. You got great scientific achievements, discovering what could be going on in Jupiter. Or not Jupiter, Europa. And then Celebus, I guess. And then you just got Trump unable to block people. Just fucking with this North Korean bullshit. Might as well check that out too. Let me find it. Where is the secular sexual talk? Give me the great juiciness of salsa. Give me the juiciness of salsa.
So I have a little
Brought to you by Big Seltzer.
bit of breaking news for you. It's breaking in the sense that as I'm coming to you live now, this came out, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. But
yeah. So the headline is, Trump trolls North Korea and cancels peace talks. Might as well just check the article out too. Oh, there's a battery warning. Well, I wasn't planning to be too long anyway. Read. President Donald Trump's letter to Kim Jong-un canceling the summit. Yay, more war. Let's do the Libya model. Just bomb and kill him. Oh, you shut the... Oh, God, there's a rape. Rape in the water. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, that's it. It's just the actual just paper itself. Yeah, so... We greatly appreciate your time, patience, and effort with respect to our recent negotiations and discussions relative to the summit sought by both parties, which was scheduled to take place on June 12th in Singapore. We were informed that the meeting was requested by North Korea, but that to us is totally irrelevant. What? We were informed that the meeting was requested by North Korea, but that to us is totally irrelevant. Okay. I was very much looking forward to being there with you. Sadly, based on the tremendous anger and open hostility displayed in your most recent statement. Well, maybe if you didn't do war games around his fucking border. Called, what was it? Like, thunder drills or some shit? I feel it's inappropriate at this time to have a long-planned meeting. What's inappropriate about it? Fuck. Therefore, please let this letter serve represent that the Singapore summit, for the good of both parties, but detriment of the world, will not take place. You talk about nuclear capabilities, but ours is so massive and powerful that I pray to God they will never have to be used. Wow, nice little threat that you put in there, you fucking piece of shit. Nice little taunt of war. Just escalate the problem more, why don't you? And back out of your promises. I felt a wonderful dialogue was building up between you and me, and ultimately is that dialogue that matters. Someday, I very much look forward to meeting you. In the meantime, I want to thank you for the release of the hostages who are now home with their families. That was a beautiful gesture and was very much appreciated. If you change your mind, yeah, he's not having to do with this most important summit, please do not hesitate to call me or write. The world, and North Korea in particular, has lost a great opportunity for lasting peace and great prosperity and wealth. Yeah, for your interest. This missed opportunity is a truly sad moment in history. Yeah, because... Whatever.
At the historic summit that's supposed to happen between Kim Jong-un...
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically it. I mean, I won't play the video. That's a long video, though. But it's secular talk if you want to check him out. Trump trolls Korea. God damn it. Oh my god, there's a lot of TJ Kirk videos. Jeez. I'm getting so much of his juiciness. Well, I'm not saying too much, but I do know that it's going to be a 12-hour DFF tomorrow, so yeah, I might as well just wrap it up. Short little stream of just boredom and just checking out some shit. But, what was I going to say? I was going to say one more thing. What was it? I don't even know. God damn it. That's like the third time I blinked out. Ugh. I hate it. Whatever. I'll smoke up before I do. Have myself a nice little thing. I can tell a story about today. I mean, God, today was a fucking nightmare. I worked earlier than I ever have in a very long time at 2:30. I was planning on doing a stream, but I realized, oh, I work early this time. Fuck that. I can't do that. And I was originally supposed to get my passports. Didn't do that. So, off to a good start. Great start. Tremendous start of the day. And then, yeah, so I get to work, and it's just, you know, it's just a shit show. So, and then my closer comes in, and then her mama came back from Cali, and she couldn't get into her house, so she had to leave, and she takes the bus, not driving. So, expect the time to be like twice as long. Yeah. So, I was like alone for like 2 hours, and it was so fucked. And I also had to go outside and partake in some rib roasting, which was actually chill. That was actually the good part of the day, because I like making ribs. That was kind of therapeutic. Until the smoke got my eyes, and that was bullshit. Fuck that. But everything else is pretty good. Everything else about that was pretty chill. I mean, all I was doing was just talking with people and giving them ribs. So it's better than that. I mean, it's like you're going to a barbecue and you're talking with your friends and having some ribs, and you're the head chef. I mean, fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, I wouldn't mind doing that more often. I mean, while for the remainder of my time, if we continue to do so, I'll be like, hey, I'll volunteer for that. That's fine. It gets me out. It gets me in a more peaceful area where I can just chat with some people. I mean, people I recognize come by, or it's sometimes, you know, people don't even maybe want anything. They just want a couple samples. I'm down to give them a lot. I'm down to give them a couple, so I will. And then, we just chit-chat and stuff, and, you know, it's dope. I like that part. And then, but I was, like, by myself for, like, 2 hours, like I said. So, when that happened, I'm like, I'm taking an extra long lunch. Thank you very much. So I did. And then I had a little extra long lunch. Probably about a lunch as long as the stream. Maybe a little less. I mean, we normally supposed to have 30 minutes. I don't do that, fuck. I don't give a shit. Whatever. It's like 15 minutes over, big whoop. call that my break, because I don't take breaks. I just take a lunch and that's it. I don't normally work that long. But at that point, I couldn't even... Oh, fuck. I talked too long. But at that point, I mean, I couldn't even get a break, because, I mean, there's just no way. So, I mean, it was fine, though. And then she was done, and then she totally disappeared, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm stuck back here then. So, yeah, that was fun, too. Not. And, yeah, so it was just a fucking shit show of a day. And also, I'm gonna have a totally fucked weekend as well, so I don't know what's gonna be happening with that. So I may or may not be doing a stream. It kind of depends on that. But anyway, I think I'm ready to finally take the hit now. And I have a notification. What is this bullshizzles? It's a reply. Oh, scientists accidentally discovered a plastic-eating enzyme that could revolutionize cycling. Oh, I don't know if I've talked about this before. Where did I leave a comment on here? Oh, here's my comment. I hope. Plastic is so toxic to this world, and practically everything is made with it now. Yeah, I still hold to that. That was a week ago, so... Kill. Let's listen to this while
The world's plastics problem is out.
Whoa. Okay, we're turning it down first. And, yeah, I'll take a hit before... And then I'll dip out after we talk about this.
Out of control. If it keeps piling up, plastics in the ocean could outweigh fish by 2050.
What the
Plastic
fuck?
is difficult and sometimes impossible to recycle, and it doesn't break down naturally. But a team of scientists have stumbled on a discovery that could change the way we deal with plastic forever.
So this is the biochemistry lab, and this is where everyone is working. So we followed a Japanese study that came out about 2 years ago, where they made this startling discovery of a bacteria that lives off plastic in a recycling dump. Essentially, this bacteria is evolved to eat plastic, and it produces an enzyme that breaks down plastic into its original components. So that's really where our story began. We wanted to find out how this enzyme worked.
Wow. So, I guess they discovered that there was bacteria that evolved to start eating this plastic, and they just kind of gathered it. Now they're doing research on how to kind of harness that into a more stabilized form to where we can mass produce it in a sense to help break down these enzymes and stuff in like more controlled centers. And holy fuck, will that just be one amazing thing to do. I mean, we have a fucking like literal island the size of Texas of literal garbage and plastic, and it's like, oh my god, why is that there? It doesn't need to be there. Like, I hope there, you know, we can get ways to collect all that. I mean, there's been people who have been figuring out ways to try to do that. And, I mean, I think there's, like, an example of this kid. I don't quote me on it, but I think a Dutch kid was, like, 19 or something like that, who's been working on, like, some, essentially, like, a wall that goes around this thing and is like meant to condense on it so it can collect it. And if that's possible, holy shit, would that be amazing? Because I mean, there's so much plastic. There's so much. I mean, what we do to this world is just so sad. I mean, what we've done, and a lot of it, you know, is going to be irreversible. And I mean, and the catastrophic ends to a lot of it, you know, really does terrify me. Because I mean, we're already starting to see repercussions. Because Cape Town doesn't have water. 90%, up to at least 90% of the world has polluted air, which includes me most likely. I mean, you know, it's just fucked, man. I really do hope that there will be some change, but I mean, that's all we can do at this point right now is just hope.
And by just fiddling about with the DNA sequence, we accidentally made a more efficient enzyme that's about 20% faster than the natural enzyme. Science is a bit like that. You do the experiment, you can predict what might happen, but often you're wrong. So what we can see at the moment, if you take a plastic bottle, a fizzy drinks bottle, and you put it in a test tube with some of our enzyme, it will start digesting away the surface over a couple of days.
Wow.
Seeing if we can identify some of our protein that we've expressed through our mammalian cell lines. So
Excellent.
we're going to do some experiments today.
If we can do this with a fast enough
Oh, you guys check it out here.
on a bigger scale, you can imagine collecting plastic, and what would happen is the solution would go clear as the building blocks were broken down. So you'd have this clear solution of chemicals that you can then remake plastic with. I think there's been a huge amount of doom and gloom
That's what we
stories
do.
around plastics, and justifiably, because it's a terrible environmental scourge. But this is a story where we've got some hope that we can actually put together. And my email box has now got 500 unread emails with companies saying, can we work with you? Can we help? Certainly since this story came out, I could count the number of hours I've slept on one hand.
Look at that smile, man. I mean, he's so... I mean, you know, that's a smile of a man who just wants to change the world. And wants to save it. I mean, even I have to smile at that. That smile at the end. That is a man who feels like he might change the world. Yeah, I mean, I think I already liked it. Oh, wow, there's so many replies on that. Don't need that many. Holy shit. Oh, it's because there was a reply on that. Oh, yeah, because I already read it. Okay. Okay. This meal plastic in the world could be gone. Sorry, Kardashians. Ah! Fuck. Roast. Alright, well, might as well end it. Thumb of death this time. You get the thumb of death while you pray down the Jesus, bitch. Oh, well, you can't now, because I'm over my light. Thumb of death. Fuck. Let's do it.